Here is a full-length sewing tutorial on how I made these gloves. First, you're gonna need some 4-way stretch fabric. Make rectangles that are about 7 by 9 inches. Then you're gonna fold the fabric in half, making sure right sides are together. Use your sewing pins to pin down the sewing pattern. If you wanna learn how I made the sewing pattern, check out my last video. Then cut out your sewing pattern, leaving a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Remove the sewing pattern and separate the pair of gloves. Now it's time to make the blue trim. Grab some fabric and make sure it stretches. Make strips of fabric that are 1.5 inches thick. Now we're going to figure out the length we need these strips of fabric to be. So measure the bottom part of your glove. It seems like these are about 4.5 inches long. So now we're going to go back to our long strips of fabric and cut out 4 strips of fabric that are 4.5 inches long. Now each glove has its trim. Now flip the glove over and pin the trim to the edge of the glove. Sew down this edge using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Trim down the excess seam allowance to remove some of the bulk. Now we're going to fold the rest of the fabric into thirds to cover up that raw edge. Use sewing pins to keep the fabric in place, and then you're going to sew down on the very edge of the blue fabric. It should look like this, then do the same thing for the other 3 pieces. Join right sides together, then pin in place. Now we're going to sew down the edges and in between the fingers using a 1/8 of an inch seam allowance. Flip them right side out, then you're all done. Let me know what you think and follow and save for more sewing videos.